1, 2, 3.
Very good. So we're just going to show the basic functions of this defibrillator. We have the new Zoll defibrillator. First thing you want to do, just like any AED, is to turn it on to defibrillator mode. Once it's in defibrillator mode, you're going to attach the pads. The pads come in here. It's called the OneStep CPR Pads.
Okay.
This is for adults. You open it up, and there's a back, and that's pad number 1. The red one you put on first under the left scapula. That's pad number 1. Pad number 2, the second pad, will be put on the chest. This X mark is located right between the nipples, right midline of the body, in between the nipples. Okay? So you put this in the middle of the chest and roll the rest of the pad on. The main thing is that some people have nipples that are way low. So just imagine where they would be when they're like, you know, teenagers.
Okay.
Put the pad in the middle of the chest. This pad will let you know if you're doing CPR correctly. Okay? It will tell you to go deeper, go faster, or whatever you need to do to give high quality CPR. It'll also keep track of how long you're off the chest, because we don't want to be off the chest for more than 10 minutes or 10 seconds. 10 minutes is bad. You'll kill the patient. Once we establish that, once the pad is on, what we're going to do is that this monitor sets itself up at 120 joules. We charge, and now that it's ready to shock, you can press the shock button. We're not going to shock this one because it's just test mode. You push energy select down to cancel, or you can turn the knob to monitor to cancel. I'm going to press down. If you do press shock and deliver the shock to the patient, this will escalate to 150 next. And then you do CPR for a minute, and then it's time to check to defibrillate. If the patient's defibrillatable, we'll go ahead and press shock again, and then it'll raise the joules to 200 joules, which is the max dose for a defibrillation. And you keep doing that until you save them, or they decide that the code's no longer. The other mode, the mode that I think that everyone else is going to be using the most, is the monitor mode. So we're going to we'll turn it off. What we'll do is we'll turn on the monitor, and now we can start monitoring our patients. Of course, my phone's going to ring now. In order to monitor the patients, on the back here, we have all the cables that you need. So we have the chest leads, remember, white on right, and then black on the left, and the red underneath that. We have pulse oximetry, we have blood pressure cuff, we have end-tidal CO2, everything that you imagine that you would want to monitor. Different areas like med-surg units may not have all the features, but the critical care areas, ER, ICU, PACU, burn, they will have full-featured transport monitors. Any questions?
No.
One other thing, for a synchronized cardioversion, which I forgot to talk about in the last class, put it in defibrillator mode. We'll have the pads on the patient's chest. There's a sync on and off. This is where you would do that. So you would press sync, and it will determine the R waves, and then when you press shock, it'll shoot in between. Okay? So that's pretty much it. Thank you.